I built my Animal Crossing house in Minecraft. This video shows the whole process, building the structure, interior, exterior, and flowers, which we'll get to that. And there are timestamps of each step in the process so you can skip ahead to whatever part interests you the most. Please like and subscribe and comment your favorite part of the video. Side note, the house that I'm standing in right now is my childhood home. You can watch my video on that in the link below. That aside, let's get into the video. For the structure, I'm just digging out a rough estimate for how big it needs to be, and I'm using white concrete for the walls for now. That will end up changing later. I did cut out the part where I made the door because, as you see, it's not in the final design and it gets replaced later on. Huh? You want me to change the acacia to cherrywood to tie in with the roof better? That's a much better idea. The door looked off, so I made it thinner and it looks much better. This isn't the final floor or ceiling, but I wanted to figure out how much space I wanted for the interior, so I just used white concrete and pearlescent frog lights. Now it's time to start on the actual interior. I'm basing it roughly off of the suite set from Animal Crossing City Folk, as it's my favorite furniture set in the entire series. I feel like I did a good job at capturing that energy. Now it's time for making the furniture and filling the room. This was by far my favorite part of the build because I had to figure out how to best fit the spirit of the suite set with all the furniture and decor. I'm happy with how it turned out, but if you would do anything different, let me know in the comments below. The pale oak shelf I didn't notice until editing, so I removed that when I noticed it. For the dressers and wardrobe I made, I based it off of the suites version, and I feel like I did a good job. It's not perfect, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Time to add some flowers. I'm only using flowers that are in the Animal Crossing game, so I'm very limited, but I thought this was a fun challenge to challenge myself with. For the upstairs room, I'm basing it off of the Kiki and Lala set from New Leaf because I love Sanrio and Kiki and Lala. For the cloud on the ground, I started with white concrete, but I wasn't happy with it and changed it later. I used carpets of various colors to try to imitate the stars on the floor in the Animal Crossing games. I didn't achieve the effect that I wanted, but still looks better to me with them, so I kept it in. The only part of the structure that I didn't do was the little windows at the top because I wanted to figure out what the inside upstairs room was gonna be like. I replaced the white concrete with white wool because I just think it looks better. I couldn't even think about getting the table from the actual Kiki and Lala set recreated, so I just did a cherry wood table instead, and I'm happy enough with that. I decided to add some decorative pots for just a tiny bit more detail. And 2 rose bushes just to take full advantage of all the flowers I have access to. I added some paintings so that way the walls don't feel super empty. Then I added little buttons in an attempt to imitate the stars on the wall of the Animal Crossing set. While editing, I thought to myself, what would sell it as the sweet set from Animal Crossing? So I placed down 2 cakes to top it off, and a small table. And I added some extra details to the side of the couch. Time to start redoing the exterior. I just started doing some different colors, although I will soon change from white concrete as a base. I also made some side windows because the side of the house looked very plain. This part I realized I prefer using pale oak wood rather than white concrete, so I switch it out here. The white concrete was just a bit too plain. The white concrete comes back into play for some variance in the blocks. For the roof, I added some pale oak stairs just to get a tiny bit of white with the pink. This works well because the pale oak has just a tiny bit of pink to it to begin with. The final thing I'm doing for the exterior is putting little buttons on it, just to give it a tiny bit more variation, and of course, a doorknob. Flareon told me to add some flowers, but a regular flower bed isn't going to cut it here. That will throw off the whole scale, so instead I will be making custom Animal Crossing style flowers. I started with only colors and variants that I actually found in Animal Crossing games, however that got boring, so I used some different colors. I made pansies and cosmos, which are the same design, but the pansies have black in the center, and tulips. To be honest, the flowers are simple, but they're pushing it with the size they are now. They don't need to be any bigger. After finishing the flowers, I feel like they're a bit too big for the house and overshadow it a bit, but we can carry on anyways. I don't feel like destroying them, and I'm happy enough with what I achieved. Welcome to my Animal Crossing home in Minecraft. You'll notice we have been taken over by flowers. Don't worry about them. Now, flying around the house, you can see all the texturing and details in the exterior. I used pale oak for the base and an assortment of blocks for the little bits of texture. And my favorite part, the little buttons. Inside of the house, we have the downstairs room. This room is based off of the Sweets set from Animal Crossing City Folk. I feel like I did a good job capturing the energy of the Sweets set, even though I couldn't recreate all of the furniture. We have the Sweets player that I feel like I did a great job at recreating. We also have the Sweets dresser and wardrobe. And we have a table full of flowers. The only flowers I used for this build are flowers found in Animal Crossing. And I feel like that just made me think about it just a little more. And we also have a cake to really sell the Sweets theme. Now here we have a couch, and this couch has the little brown on the shelves, and I feel like it does a good job at portraying the graham cracker theme that is common in the Sweets furniture set in Animal Crossing. We also have another dresser and a little coffee table with a cake. We've got another flower here and another flower there. We have a little vase with a heart on it just for a little bit of extra detail. Upstairs we have the bedroom. It's based off of the Kiki and Lala furniture set, roughly. I couldn't get the full set recreated very well, so I just based what I could, and so the floor and wall is the main thing that's based off of it. So we have these little carpets everywhere. These are to represent the little stars that are in the furniture set in Animal Crossing. I don't feel like it's necessarily the best job, but I do like it better than just the plain floor. We also have the little stars or buttons on the wall and ceiling, and I love that little detail. That's something else that's on the wall. And we've got this table here with some flowers. Again, only flowers found in Animal Crossing. We have these rose bushes, which I just used because they're the last flower I could use that's in Animal Crossing. We have the beds. Both of them are white, however this one has blue in the background for Kiki, and this one has pink in the black background for Lala. And we have these little decorative vases here. We got some paintings in the room just to make it feel a little less empty, and some little small decorations on the walls. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It would help my channel out so much. Let me know what you would do differently or what you want to see next in the comments below.